Hey everyone, this is Mr. Fuentes. We're going to work on the Unit 1 review today, so I'm going to go over some of the answers with you. So let's take about 15 minutes to go over this. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so Unit 1 started off with absolute value, which is just the distance away from 0 on the number line. So -3 is 3 units away from 0 on the number line. The absolute value of 5 is 5. It's 5 units away from 0. And the absolute value of -24 is 24. Moving on to 4 and 6, we're going to use less than, greater than, or equal to compare two numbers. Since the absolute value of -1 is 1, then it is equal to 1. Looking at number 6, the absolute value of -1 is 1. The absolute value of -8 is 8. So the absolute value of -1 is less than the absolute value of -8. All right. Evaluate each expression. We get a lot of questions about evaluate. That just means find the answer. So our first problem is 15 plus -8. What we've taught you when you see addition is to build a T-chart, put a negative and positive side on the scoreboard of the T-chart. 15 is positive, 8 is negative. That means that, I'll write that better, sorry. That means that the positive team won, so that we're going to put a plus sign for our answer. And 15, or positives won by 7, or 15 minus 8 is 7. Looking at number 9, we have 7 plus -14 plus -8. So we'll build a longer T-chart. 7 is positive, 14 is negative, and 8 is negative. So on the negative side, you have 14 plus 8. You have 22 negatives. You still have 7 positives, which means that the negative team wins by 15. Okay. Looking at 10 and 11, we're looking at subtraction. And the only thing that is different about subtraction is that we want to make it addition. So what we do is we just want to focus on this. Where's focus? Here we go. Let's focus. All right, what we want to do is change this to addition and change the sign of the second number. So -9 becomes +9. 11 does not change, so this is 11 plus 9, which is 20. Number 11, we change to addition. We change the -5 to 5, and 12 stays the same. So we have -12 plus 5, which makes it a problem using the T-chart. 12 is negative, 5 is positive, so the negative team wins by 7. -7. Multiply. So 12, we're going to multiply 16 and -3. What we taught you guys is to use the triangle with 2 negatives at the base and positive at the top. 16 is positive, we cross off the positive. 3 is negative, we cross off the negative. That leaves a negative sign behind, which makes the sign of our answer negative. 16 times 3 is 48. You can multiply 3 numbers in any order. Since we have 1, 2, 3 negatives, any odd number of negatives in a problem of multiply or divide will give you an answer of negative. 8 times 5 is 40, and 40 times 4 is 160. The answer is 160. All right, divide if possible. And they say divide if possible because this first one, number 17, we have 0 divided by -8, so that's going to be 0. 0 divided by any number is 0. Okay. Going back to -48 divided by -4, we have 2 negatives, so that's going to give us a positive answer. 4 goes into 48 12 times, so that's positive 12. Number 15, -144 divided by 12. We have 1 negative and 1 positive, so the answer is negative. 12 goes into 144 12 times. Number 16, we have a fraction. Fractions mean divide. That's all it means. 72 is negative, so we'll cross off a negative. 8 is positive, we'll cross off a positive, and that leaves us a negative answer. 8 goes into 72 9 times. All right, the word problem. You start hiking at an elevation that is 120 meters below base camp. You increase your elevation by 76 meters. What is the new elevation with respect to base camp? All right, so let's take some notes. We have this number 120 meters. It says below, so it looks like 120 is going to be negative. You increase, that looks like addition, your elevation by 76 meters. So 76 appears to be positive. So it looks like we have an addition problem. Negative 120 plus 76 makes this a T-chart problem. 120 is negative, 76 is positive. That means we subtract. Our answer is going to be negative, and 120 minus 76 looks like 44. So our answer is negative 44 meters below base camp. Okay. 20 and 22, we are looking for the mean of the integers. All we're doing is adding those integers up and dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So since we have negatives mixed with positives, we'll go ahead and build a T-chart off to the side. I have 5 positive, 12 negative, 9 positive, 9 negative, and 1 positive. The 9s are opposite each other, and so if you were just doing 9 and 9, that would make 0. So we can cross those numbers off. We don't need to add those into the problem. Now adding down, we have 12 negatives and 6 positives. So adding that up, we get 12 minus 6, so we have negative. This equals negative 6. And we're dividing by 5, so we can create an improper fraction, negative 6 over 5. You could divide 5 into 6, and that would give you negative 1.2. Or you can make a mixed number that could also equal negative 1 and 1/5. So any of those 3 answers will work. All right, looking at number 22. If you're doing the same thing, you're going to add those numbers up, negative and positive. So I have 5 negative, 8 negative, 0, 5 positive, and 8 positive. Well, based on what we did in the last problem, we crossed these 9s off because they were on both sides of the T-chart. 5 and 8 are also on both sides of the T-chart. So what we have is really a 0 divided by 5. That equals 0. Okay, so the average would be, or the mean would be 0. Okay, turning your paper over. We've got some mental math, okay? And all we're doing is using our methods that we've taught you to solve for the missing, for the variable. So M in number 23. So in number 23, I need a number, if we were to use the T-chart, and this could be changed to M plus negative 4. So the 4 will be negative, and M is positive. And we want the positive team to win by 17. So we'll just add 4 to 17, and that gives us 21. So our number 21 take away 4 is equal to 17. Looking at number 25, we have 4 take away C equals negative 19. So since C would be considered negative, since we're subtracting, 4 will be positive, and C will be in the negative side. And we want our answer to be negative 19. So C has to be a lot bigger negative than 4, because we're going to take 4 away. Or we could add 19 and 4 That gives us 23, and that, 23, and that should be a negative number. C should be negative 23. All right, finally, we have n plus negative 10 equals 1. So our n looks like it's going to be positive because we want a positive answer. N is negative. So we want n to take away 10 in order to get 1. So that looks like it's 1 more, or 10 plus 1. So that looks like it's positive 11. All right. Last problem, we're looking at number 31. The table shows the temperature in Des Moines, Iowa for certain times during a particular day. So you can see we have these different negative values or below zero values of our temperatures, except for at 5 p.m. we have 20 degrees positive. What are the high and low temperatures? The high temperature is 20 degrees Fahrenheit. The low is negative 12 degrees Fahrenheit. The range of temperatures from low to high would be negative 12, negative 11, negative 8, negative 4, and 20. Find the change in temperature from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. This could be tricky. If we're looking at a number line, so if I could do part C down here, at 5 p.m. it's 20 degrees. So if we're looking at a number line, I start at 20 degrees and I finish at negative 4 degrees. So if 0 is somewhere right here, it looks like we have 20 degrees plus 4 degrees. So we have 24 degree change from 5 to 10 p.m. Letter D, based on the given 5 temperatures, what is the average temperature for the day? Since we have negatives and positives, we'll build a T-chart and then divide by 5 numbers. So we have a lot of negatives. We have 12, we have 8, we have 11, and 4. Over here we have 20. So adding that down, 12 plus 8 is 20, plus 11 is 31, plus 4 is 35, compared to 20. So that answer will be 35 take away 20. That answer will be negative 15. Negative 15 divided by 5 numbers is a triangle problem. 15 is negative, 5 is positive, so the answer is negative. And it looks like 5 into 15 is 3, so that would be, average will be negative 3 degrees. Finally, letter E, explain why your answer to part D is not an accurate average temperature for the day. Well, we don't often get negative temperatures here in Southern California, so it's a little bit odd to think that if you are living or going through a day where all the temperatures are negative, but this one temperature at 5 is 20 degrees positive, it doesn't appear to be an accurate average for the day because it's probably all negative, and that may be might have been an error on somebody's part. So you can say something to the effect that 20 degrees Fahrenheit appears to be inaccurate. Okay. Try to spell accurate correctly. So 20 degrees Fahrenheit appears to be wrong or inaccurate here. Okay, that would throw off your average daily temperature. All right. Thanks, guys, for going this far. And hopefully this will help you prepare for your test that's coming up. If you have any questions, you could always ask Mr. Yamasaki or myself during class. You can arrange to come and meet us before school or after school or at lunch. So good luck to you, and we will see you in class. All right. Take care.